What's up, guys? We're back out in the kayak. Today is gonna be like a crazy day, hopefully at least. We're gonna be all over the place. I'm dropping, well, first actually, I did a little bounce balling on the way out here. No luck, obviously, otherwise I would have shown you. But next thing's up, we're gonna drop a few crab pots, actually 2 to be exact. Hopefully we can get some crab. Today is the last day of crab season, so no more crab for after this until November, if all opens up as planned. So, hoping to get my crab fix. After that, we're gonna do a little bit of, I think, lingcod fishing next. Hopefully that goes well. And then after that, to top it all off, we're gonna try to catch some salmon, which have been eluding me so far this season. But first things first, dropping the crab pot. This one is a little different than the normal crab pots that I use. This is kind of like, I don't know, it's like a mini commercial grade crab pot. It doesn't collapse like the Danielson ones. So it does take up a little more space, which is always a little bit of an issue on the kayak, but if you're just bringing one, perfectly fits right up at the front of my kayak. So this is like a custom design built by kind of a local guy. He's up in Eureka, and this is my first time trying it out. If you watch Fish with Fish, he actually used this same exact pot. We're gonna be dropping this down. I'm gonna see how it compares. My other pot that I'm dropping is the normal Danielson collapsible crab trap that I've always used. So it's gonna be interesting to see which one produces a little bit better than the others, if they do at all. For bait, I got a lingcod head in there, as well as some cat food. Both kind of like standard crab baits. So anyways, we're gonna drop this down like so. Oh, just nailed my rod holder there. Yeah, everything looks good. We're gonna drop it down. The water's a little murky today. It's kind of like, it's not like full on red tide, but I think it is a little bit of red tide in here. I don't know if that has any effect on crabbing, but we'll see. One thing you want to check, well, a couple things. You want to try and feel for the sand, because you want to drop it on a sandy bottom as opposed to any rocks. And then 2, you want to make sure it lands flat, not on the side, not on top. That'd be the worst. Make sure it lands flat the way it's supposed to. And I think this one's good. I'm gonna drop the other one. Nothing special about that one. So I'll catch you guys once we start lingcod fishing. We'll see you there. Oh shoot! Getting a bite. Getting a bite. Yep, he's on there. Probably a rockfish. Probably a rockfish. Not fighting much, to be honest. Yeah, a little brown. Well, first game fish of the day. Definitely not a giant. Hopefully it goes up from here. There's a bite. There's a bite. Got him. It's a lingcod, pretty sure. Yep, good head shakes. Yep, there he goes. Yep, that's a good one. Anytime it's pull and drag, it's a good one. There he is. Oh, it's not that big. Not a giant one. Should we lift him in? Alright, we'll go for it. There we go. Alright, well, I thought he was bigger than that. He's almost 22. He's about 20. He's actually right at 22, but honestly, personally, I don't like to keep him when it's that close, because if he were to shrink an inch or whatever, I don't want to get caught with the undersized fish, so I'm going to get him back. He might flop out here in a second. Yep, there he goes. All right, well, first lingcod, not a keeper, but we'll get back down there, see if there's any bigger ones out there. All right, guys, we're gonna mix it up a little bit. Got one lingcod. It was a short one, and and we might come back to it later, but I really wanted to do this today, so that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna go for salmon. So starting off with a watermelon apex, and we're gonna be trolling that behind a triangle Yakima bait flasher. I'll leave both of these linked in the description, but ideally salmon's gonna hit this. I mean, it's possible we could catch lingcod with this too. I've caught them on this apex before, just like by accident. So either one will take. We're gonna show us around. I'm gonna head straight out that way and look for some bait, look for some birds, and hopefully find some feeding salmon. So we'll see what we can get. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Fish on, fish on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Feels like a good one. Here we go. This is what I've been waiting for. Oh no. Everything is still intact. Maybe it wasn't a fish. Well, I don't know what it was. It was either ran over like a piece of seaweed or something, or maybe it was a fish and was just, you know, didn't affect the bait at all. Just grabbed it and then somehow it came off. But I don't know. We'll get back and start trolling again. We gotta take drastic measures here. We're doing a rally cap. Gotta get this thing inside out. Here we go. Alright. This is surely to catch me a salmon. And some funny looks from the other boaters. Well, been a tough day, and this is not what we're looking for, unfortunately. Not a salmon. That is a black rockfish. Not what we're looking for, so I'm gonna throw this one back. Alright guys, well, fishing didn't really go as we would have hoped. We did catch a few fish. I got one small lingcod, a couple of rockfish, and I had one possible strike. Honestly, I don't think it was a strike, but I'm not really sure. I mean, the bait wasn't chewed up or anything, which leads me to believe that maybe I just dragged it over maybe a piece of seaweed or something. I'm not sure, but it's possible it was a strike, and that one came off, unfortunately. But now we're off to the real portion of this video. We're gonna see which crab pot performed better, the old-fashioned collapsible Danielson square pot or the new custom designed circular kind of like mini commercial version pot. So anyways, this is the Danielson crab pot, square collapsible one. It's been soaking for about been a while. I trolled around for a while. I think it's been soaking for about at least 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours, something like that. So hopefully got some crab in it. Like I said earlier, this is the last day of crab season, so no more crab after today until November, if everything opens up as planned. So hopefully we can get our crab fix. Ooh, feels heavy. That's a good sign. Honestly, I didn't drop these in my normal crab grounds because that's a longer paddle, and I wanted to get out and do some fishing today. So I'm not expecting stellar numbers, but if I get a couple keepers in here, I'd be happy. Ooh. Oh man, okay. Well, there's definitely crab in here. Okay. Oh, there's quite a few crabs in here. I don't know how many of these are keepers, but numbers wise, wow, look at that. There's one. Oh God, screwed my leg. There's so many in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7 rock crab. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Dungeness. Is that right? 3, 6, 9, yeah. So, what is that, 16 total crab? I'm not gonna lie, a lot of these look short, so we'll see if any of them make the cut as far as keepers go. So look at this one. Look at this rock crab. Now, in California, I think most of California, if not, at least for the northern half of California, there's a couple of different kinds of crab that we can catch. The most common are rock crab and Dungeness crab. And in general, the most people, if they had to choose, they would go for a Dungeness crab, mainly because the rock crab, if you can see in here, those legs, I mean, it's a big crab. That's probably like, I don't know, let's see, almost 7 inches across. Yeah, 7 inches across, so that's a big crab. And that claw right there is huge. And look at how big that claw is. There's a lot of meat in there. But the other legs, they're relatively small. I mean, this one, because it's so big, there's gonna be meat in there for sure, as well as in the shoulders on the inside there. But in general, Dungeness, there's more total yield per the size of the crab. So, I mean, this one's so big, it's gonna be worth it no matter what, because of, so, 7 inches across, that's a big one. I think the minimum size to keep in California is 4 inches. And I think the keep limit is either 30 or 35. Either one I wouldn't even get close to because there's just so many crab. But anyway, this one is a nice one. Look at how big that claw is. That's like, might be the biggest claw I've ever got on a rock crab. Here's a Dungeness, female, too small. Here's another Dungeness. Ooh, that's a male. This one might make it. Let's see. Oh yeah, keeper all day. A little over 6 inches. Nice male keeper there. The birds come in and scoop up the extra bait. So there's one Dungeness keeper. Yeah, too small. So keeper size Dungeness in California, male or female, is 5 3/4 inches across. This one also too small. Another one too small. This one, this is a nice male. Got all the legs. They're all real hard legs. The harder the shell, the more meat there is going to be in the crab, because when they molt, that's when that shell becomes soft, and a lot of their energy goes into molting, so they don't have as much meat on them. But this is about, here, let's get a real measurement. I know he's a keeper. Now he's got my gauge. Ooh, he's so close to getting me. So while we're at it, the best way, in my opinion, to hold him is by these back 2 legs right here. I've never had a crab get me if I'm holding it like this. You could hold them, if you hold them on the top of their shell like that, a lot of times they'll just sit still, or some people will grab them like this. However, the claw can get to that spot, so you gotta watch it if you're doing that. So, in my opinion, if you can, the best way to hold them is with these back 2 legs. Official measurement is just over 6, about the same as the last one. So another keeper, 2 Dungeness keepers. Also for rock crab, you could keep males and females. Like I said, minimum size is 4 inches across. This one is a female, and I know a lot of people like to let go females. I'm really tempted to keep this one. It's way more than 4 inches. It's about, let's see, it's about 6 inches across. All right, I'm gonna put him in for now. I might toss him back later if we get enough crab. So that's 2 rock crab and 2 Dungeness so far. All right, someone please let me know a trick. When these crabs are stuck onto the cage, is there any easy way to get them out? Because these 2 are like really stuck on. I don't want to rip off their legs. I feel like I'm gonna rip it off if I pull too hard. I don't know how else to get them out. All right, we'll just get them out later. They're too small rock crab. Here's that bait we're using. This is one of those big old lingcod that I caught a few videos back, which actually did very well because people like that one. I caught this one on an eel, monkey face eel. If you haven't checked out that video, I'll leave it linked in the description. It was a fun video. And nice thing about lingcod, they make great crab bait as well. So now these crab got to feast on it. Now whatever else is left out there, those crabs will be well fed for next season. All right, well, their first pot had a lot of crab in it. It had about, I think it was 16 total. However, a lot of them were small, so I ended up keeping 3 rock crab and 2 Dungeness, which is to be expected this time of year and this area where I dropped these pots. A lot of small crab over here, so 2 keepers, pretty happy with that. That's not too bad. But now we're getting on to the exciting part. This is what I'm excited for, at least. This custom crab pot. I want to see how it performed in comparison to the Danielson one. I'll just give my initial prediction is I don't think it's going to have as many in there. But who knows? We'll see. I do like how it's designed, so it is possible that this one's going to be loaded, and I hope that's the case. It does feel heavy. Oh, there's crab in there. Wow, look at that. This one is loaded with rock crab. I guess not loaded, but it's got all rock crab. So that potentially could be because of a few things, but let's get these out and see which ones of these are keepers. Okay, well, first off, we'll get this bait out. This is the lingcod from my octopus vid. I'll also leave that one linked if you want to watch that. I caught this one on octopus. Anyway, this one is loaded with rock crab, and some of these are pretty nice. So like this one right here, that's a nice rock crab right there. Nice male. Got all its claws, really wide across the back. Don't even need to measure it, but I'll do it anyways. 4 inches minimum for rock crab. Ooh, trying to get me here. 4 inches minimum. This one is about 6 1/4. So we'll toss this one in. And you know what that means? Because we're keeping this one, I'm gonna toss this female back. Good karma to toss female crabs back. To be honest, I mean, I'm not gonna say anyone shouldn't keep them. I keep females all the time, but if you have a choice, go with the males. So anyways, we'll toss that one back. Yeah, it's a keeper, but we'll toss her back. We got enough crab. We don't need to be. We have enough crab. We can be a little picky. Another female, another keeper, but toss that one back. Another female. Well, like I said, that one had all rock crab in it, and it could have been because of several different reasons. Maybe I placed it next to a rock just by chance. Like I said earlier, I'm trying to find a sandy area to drop these pots, but you know, there's rocks sticking out every once in a while. You never know, it might drop right next to them. Or the other thing it might have been, and this is what I think it was, is rock crab, in my experience, are kind of like bullies out here. They're definitely tougher, and if a rock crab and a Dungeness got in a fight, I think a rock crab would win 9 times out of 10. So I think maybe what might have happened is some rock crab got in here, and then the Dungeness were like, oh well, we don't want to go in there if there's rock crab already in there. So I think that might be what happened with this one. So I don't know if it was the pot necessarily making any difference, the custom one versus the Danielson, but it is something to note. One thing, oh, you know what? I just realized I had a can of cat food in here, and it's not here anymore. So somehow crab must have grabbed it and pulled it out somehow. Maybe it fell out of these rings, or they just pulled it right out of this opening. I don't know. Something must have happened down there. I'll never know. But anyways, just realized that. But a couple of things I noticed on this crab cage. One, I really like the design. I mean, it looks really nice. It looks basically like your commercial grade crab pot, just a little bit smaller and a lot lighter. I mean, this is like, I don't know, probably like 5 pounds. It's pretty similar weight to the Danielson collapsible pot. One thing that I also noticed is that because this pot is smaller, it's hard to put bait in here. So like that lingcod that I put in here, the lingcod head, I didn't want to put it too close to the doors because if it can catch on these little doors and then it'll prop it open and the crabs will go right in, right out. You don't want that. But I also couldn't put it too close to the walls because then the crabs will be able to come over and eat it from the outside without going into the actual cage. So that part is a little tough. Maybe if I were to do it again, maybe I would try and use one of those cages that you bolt to the bottom and then just put some, maybe a little bit of fish in there or whatever, squid, anchovies. Or maybe I could just stick to the cat food method and put like 3 or 4 cat food jars in here. That would definitely work. So, and maybe I'll tie them down a little bit better. And then the third thing is this thing is not very portable. So on a kayak, space is extremely limited, and bringing this thing out here, I probably wouldn't be able to bring more than one. Maybe I could fit 2. I like to put an ice chest in the back of my kayak to put fish and whatever else in there, bait. So if I did that, I can really only put 1 up front, and that's pretty much it. If I didn't have the ice chest, maybe I could fit 2 if I was really pushing it. Like I said, I'll leave all the links in the description if you want to check it out. Personally, I know it's still early, but I still like the Danielson crab pot. It's collapsible, so it is a little more portable, and it looks like preliminary tests say that it's outfishing this one by a little bit. But both of them very effective. They definitely work out here. Anyways, I'll leave that linked in the description below. The crab pot, the harness, the leaded rope, the buoy, crab cage, and even this crab gauge. So anyway, I'll leave it all linked in the description below, so check it out if you're interested. But like I said, crab season now over in my area if you're watching this video as it's posted. So we're gonna put these crab cages up in storage and get ready for the next adventure. Maybe salmon, maybe striper in the surf. I don't know yet, but anyways, appreciate you guys' view. Hope you guys are staying safe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.